I have a lot of followers who ask me about dealing with MAGA in my life. And I really don't have a lot of people who are MAGA in my life on a daily basis. And the ones that I do have that I'm friends with don't know my account exists. That's part of it. I had this really funny conversation. There's 3 moms and 2 of us are lefties. And the third, I can tell she's very conservative. Our boys have been friends for years. And there are certain things that she says that sound conservative to my ears. You know, she goes to a teeny tiny Baptist church. I know what that means, right? There's certain things that she's been concerned about in kindergarten that clue me into the fact that she's conservative. So what was funny is we were sitting there talking, the 3 of us, this weekend at a birthday party, and my lefty friend who follows my account was asking about it. And our friend and her husband were like, "Oh, what Instagram account do you have?" And I was like, shut up. Like, do you not realize how conservative they are? Have you never paid attention to the things they say? And I was like, "Oh, it's just political, a little political commentary." And she said, "Oh, really? Left or right?" And I was like, left. And she was like, "Oh, well, then he definitely hasn't seen it." And he was like, "Oh, no, I follow both sides," which is what some people like to tell themselves. Some people do. And yeah, so awkward to me. I handled it. It was fine. But it was just funny because it was like, no, I love these people. Even if they voted for Trump. Speaking out against fascism right now and trying to galvanize people and like change the world doesn't mean that I go around beating people over the head for their beliefs. Doing that would make me a Republican. That's like the crux of tolerance, right? I'm tolerant of how they feel. If we were standing in front of each other at a formal debate as legislators, I'd say something different. But living our lives, I'm going to continue being a kind person. I'm going to continue being a good friend. I'm going to continue being a good mom. Like, their kid is my son's favorite friend. And I'm not going to end that because they voted for a demagogue, you know? And so I think that's important to say is I'm on this platform influencing people for progressive politics, but I'm also a human being and I live my life. And I try to be a good person in every sphere that I'm in. Here, it means speaking truth. In my real life, it means respecting people and not just attacking them for their political beliefs unless it comes to that, which, believe it or not, it doesn't. Most of the time, we're just talking about our kids and how tired we are from all the sports this weekend. Like, that's what our lives are. With my politically engaged friends, we dig deeper, and I think it's important to have those friends for sure. But I can tell when people are Republicans, and I steer way clear of politics. Unless they want to talk about it, which most people don't. Which is also a problem, but that's a different video. And, but we're friends. I don't blacklist people for their political beliefs unless they're going to attack me. I've cut my aunt out of my life because she told me to stop talking on social media. And I was like, okay, no. Like, that's completely different. And the thing is that when I speak nastily about MAGA, about Republicans on this platform, the reason I do that is because I was raised conservative Christian in Texas. And due to that, it was hammered into me that Democrats were evil and Republicans were good. And now that I'm 45 years old almost, and I have read and done my own research, I've learned that that's a lie, and it makes me mad. And I know that there are millions of Republicans who still think that, who think that they're self-righteous, amazing people of God, and that Democrats are evil. And those people live in their own little bubbles and never leave them. I know it because I've been around it. I used to be like the only person who had friends who weren't Christians. And I was always like, what the hell's wrong with you people? Like, how are you supposed to tell anyone about Jesus if all you do is hang out with all of the people that agree with you? I was never that way. I never really enjoyed being around Christians. I preferred the company of non-Christians, but that's another topic. But the thing is that I understand that these conservatives never hear anybody say, you suck and what you're doing is mean, because they go around congratulating themselves about what awesome people they are. They don't have friends outside of their sphere, and they don't listen to any media outside of their sphere. On top of that, liberals are nice, right? Like liberals, people don't want to say that you're being a dick. That's one of the problems, is we don't fight back. So that's why I do it, because I think it's about time they hear the truth about them from someone who used to be embedded in them. I didn't used to be one of them. I was just stuck with them because of my dad, and I didn't have a car. That's why. I'm not just trying to be a bully. I'm trying to snap people out of it. I'm just so sick of people that are mean and cruel and evil. And we're all saying, y'all voted for racism. You voted for cruelty. And they're like, no, we didn't. And it's like, yeah, you did. You did. And like, oh, Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist. Yes, he was. You cannot believe in the Great Replacement theory and not be a racist. Because if you believe in the Great Replacement theory and you talk about it, that means that you already believe that you are superior, that you are the ones with the rightful place in charge of the country. You see, that's a whole nother topic. The short answer is I don't really have MAGA in my life, but the people that I do don't know I have this account, and I'm nice to them. I'm not a dick. I don't attack people for their political beliefs unless they attack me. And I do it on this platform because this is just a platform. This is not my daily life. I don't want to say it's performative, but this isn't, I don't like go into the grocery store and start talking to people like this. That'd be insane. This is different. This is like, to me, it's like getting up to a lectern. It's like trying to teach a class. That's what I consider this. And when I'm around people who have possibly heard me speaking against them, I'm sure we just won't talk about it. We'll just pretend that they don't know that I'm against everything that they stand for. And we'll be nice, because that's how people are in the real world. This stupid performative crap that our politicians are doing, like nasty tweets and stuff, it's disgusting, truly. And I'm nice. People keep sending me this horrible write-up of Donald Trump. I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't like him. I absolutely hate that he is in our political system, and I really wish he would go away. I don't hate him. I think he's a mentally ill, pathetic human being. Like when he couldn't say acetaminophen, I wasn't like gleeful. That made me sad. I felt sorry for him because I'm not a horrible person. Not that you're a horrible person if you do hate him. Everyone has their right to do whatever. I don't. I don't hate the guy. I think he's petty and disgusting and extremely mentally ill and unhinged and deranged. And I legitimately think he might have completely destroyed America forever. But nope, don't hate him. Don't wish harm on him. Wish he would retire. Wish he would go away or be put in prison. If you could give me my list of options, it would have been Merrick Garland having some fucking balls and putting his treasonous ass in jail. That's what I want to see. I want to see Donald Trump. I want to see all rich white men held responsible for their actions. held liable. So I don't hate him. I wish he was in prison. But it looks like that'll never happen because the Democrats are too fucking nice. And that's a problem.